Early in the morning.
What's going on, the people? It's your boy Cam, Topical Juice, and we are back with a very, very interesting episode. Guys, I'm not gonna lie, yeah. All that Casey hate from everyone in the villa, I'm not even for it, man. If I'm being honest, I'm not even for it. Like, I was the first, in fact, the very first to call out Casey for his weird behavior as soon as he came into this villa. But do I think he should have got isolated and cussed out the way he did today? I actually don't think so. Do I think he could have grown some balls, which I've been saying over the last few episodes, and told her how he really feels? Yes, definitely. But I'm also fair. I said in yesterday's episode, give the guy one more day before you put a gun to his head and want a decision and rah, rah, rah. They're making it out that he's proper, like, strung her along. For me, personally, I'm not really buying it that much. But I see both sides, though, innit? I see both sides. And I definitely think from the moment Rosie came in, that his head was his head was basically turned anyway. So he could have manned up then, but I think it's very important that you actually give people the chance to explore that a bit more, because he knew Rosie for one day, even Rosie for 2 days. You understand? Like, you have to give a man a chance to explore at least for 2-3 days to then make up his mind. If he had not told Claudia at the end of this episode, then I'd be like, give him all the pies in the world. The fact that they turned on him so quickly, everyone, all the girls and stuff, it just shows that they're just standing up for Claudia. I'm not really for it, to be honest. Claudia, all this woofing, I don't care about you. Get off my screen, man. Anyway, guys, let's get straight into this video, man. Like the video for me, hit the bell to be notified for me. Please press that subscribe button for me. It's road to 50k. So let's get straight into this video. So the episode starts with Ron talking about how he's got a missus, don't care about that, you're just playing games. Then it's Casey basically saying how he's wanted to get to know Rosie over the last few days some more, and he's got to end this situation soon. Fine, no problem. Claudia again. Claudia, she's so spoiled, bro. Honestly, Claudia's so entitled. She truly thinks, oh, I've got a rich dad and all this, that she just can't wrap her head around the fact that he's considering someone's feelings he's known for a few days. It's not about considering someone's feelings that he's known for a few days. It's about respecting a new person and wanting to get to know them, to give them a fair shot. Keenan basically says in the morning that it's clear to see that he's friends with Claudia. Again, Keenan, I like Keenan. He's a good guy, but he really is a side man. Like, the way I'll get to it in a minute. Casey then actually admits to Will and Tom that he's leaning towards Rosie, finally kind of vocalizing his opinion. You know what I'm saying? Again, I saw people comparing it to Tanya. It's not that Tanya. Sorry. Him and Tanya's situation, it's just not the same. Tanya's trying to gas Claudia up, reminding her of the Red Wing Claudia that came in. And you know what, Tanya, that's actually a fair point. Like, this Claudia girl at the time, I really liked Claudia when she came in. I gave her a lot of credit at the time. And that was a real confident version of her. And like, she's just a melt now, getting so attached to the guy. And it's just, I'm just bored of it, bro. I'm just bored of it. But it's fair. Like, I was even thinking back, damn, yeah, she was confident then. She was like, you know what I'm saying? She was like really in her bag then. But yeah, she just capitulated since then, man. So Tanya was saying that while Casey was talking to Will and Tom, and basically Tom says, you know, you're gonna hurt people in here. And that's what it is. You have to hurt people in there. It's as simple as that. You understand? Like, you have to choose your own feelings at times and things like that. Now again, Casey definitely, we all saw from when Rosie came in where his head was gonna go in it. But I don't think it's fair to expect a man to make that decision straight away. That's why I'm not gonna be on his neck. Like, I don't necessarily think he's been lying to her. I do think he's been ballless. I do think he's been lacking them testicles. But you have to give a man some time to at least get to know Rosie. Yeah, he had the initial attraction, the sexual attraction. But you have to give a man at least a day or 2 days before you're putting a gun to his temple saying, who are you going to pick? I don't want to be an option. Like, I'm sorry. I'm just not buying it, man. I'm not for it. I can hold Casey accountable because we knew where he was thinking. But you have to be fair and let a man make a choice at some point. If he was stringing her on for 3, 4, 5 days, then we get it. Like, you understand? But yeah, it's one of them ones. Keenan and Claudia talk and he goes, yeah, it's his mission, get Casey back. Oh God. I've never seen a man wants to be cucked before. I've never seen a man choose to put himself in the wardrobe, bro. Like, it is actually crazy. Now, you know, he's talking about, oh, you know, I want to help you. And he just sidemanned himself. Now, don't get me wrong. I like Keenan. I'm not even saying I don't. I think he's a cool brother. I just think, like, there's being a friend and then there's kind of actively doing what he's doing. I don't know. It's a weird one still. Now, Sana and Lana speak and they feel for Claudia. I think a lot of people in the villa, they do empathize with Claudia because she's stuck in limbo. You understand? And I don't disagree with that. She is stuck in limbo. And it's not necessarily her fault at all, but it is, you know, it is what it is. It's just part of the game when you're getting to know two people at the same time, or you've got to know Claudia over 2 weeks, and now you've realised it's probably not enough. I want to get to know this person. for a few days to at least give it a chance to compare it. But we all knew that he was just feeling, he was leaning towards Rosie anyway, because Claudia's just dead food, man. If he was with Claudia and walking down the street, people would be thinking, why is he holding hands with his mum? You understand? While Sanam and Lana are talking, again, Claudia, she's just saying, it's so disrespectful, it's so disrespectful. What's disrespectful? I think she's talking about Rosie, like Rosie's being disrespectful somehow. No, she's not. If anything, Rosie's been pussyfooting around you because she doesn't want to disrespect you. Like, she's got every right to actually go full steam ahead with Casey. And she didn't. She's actually respected you. You're just so entitled. You're just moist. And just because daddy's rich, you feel like you can get everything you want, you're not an option. Because you've got everything you wanted in your life. Anyway, they get the challenge comes through. Now let's actually talk about this. So Will kisses Claudia, marries Jesse, and pies Lana. I can't remember what Will said, but why did he do that? The very same Will, yeah, and Tom, and actually Casey pulls them up on that. The very same Will that his dogs with Casey, he kind of throws it back in his face straight away, and I thought, rah, like, I don't know, it was an interesting one. I mean, this game's such a sticky one because you want to kiss your girl, but you also don't want to insult her by saying she's not marriage material. So I feel like your justification is the most important thing in it. If you're going to kiss someone, you have to justify it. And if you're going to marry someone else that's not your girl, you have to justify it in a way that's kind of friendly. You know what I'm saying? So it's a sticky one, but Ron kisses Tanya, marries Lana, and pies Sammy. Why is he kissing Tanya? I mean, he goes, oh yeah, you're my boy's missus. When was it normal to kiss your boy's missus? Now, don't get me wrong, I know Casey did it yesterday for a cop-out because he's like dogs with Shaq and all that, and like he's close, and he actually is close to Tanya. Like Casey and Tanya are like pretty close, especially in the After Sun. I think they showed that in After Sun. But what is it with kissing? I feel like Tanya's just the easy option because it's Shaq, and I don't think it's anything to do with race. I know some people, I saw Fred and Nicole mention that, and that's a fair point. I do see the angle. I just don't think it's necessarily to do with race this time. I think it's the closeness with Shaq, but it's just like, it's a weird logic for me personally. I mean, there might be a race element to it, but that wasn't what was jumping out at me initially, innit? I think it was the relationship with Shaq that was jumping out to me. But still, when was it normal to just kiss your brethren's girl? Like, I don't know, it's a weird one, but anyway, whatever. He pies Sammy, interesting. Now Tom kisses Sammy, marries Claudia, and pies Rosie. Now, again, I wouldn't have minded Tom marrying Claudia because they've got the whole northern shtick going on. But to pie Rosie was actually so interesting. I don't even remember the logic behind it. I wish I wrote it down. Why did he pie Rosie again? Put it in the comment section. I don't even know who my donuts day is going to be. It might even just be Casey, to be honest, because he literally is a donut. As in, he ended that challenge looking like a donut. So maybe it's him, but I'll get to that. Kai kisses Sanam, marries Lana, and pies Tanya. Now, I don't mind Tanya getting pied. I've got no problem with Tanya getting pied at all. Now, don't get me wrong, just because we ain't seen her much and she's been on form over the last few episodes, I'm not going to forget how awful this girl is, genuinely. So, I've got no problem him pieing Tanya. I think it's a cop-out. I think he should have pied Liv. And if he had pied Liv, that would have got him so many ratings. But I can tell he doesn't want confrontation and he doesn't want to make it look like he's got beef with Olivia. But at the end of the day, yeah, Olivia does have beef with you. She's bitter, she's immature, and she's childish. She has no problem pieing you. And she even mugged you off. And I don't understand why these lot keep giving Olivia the power. The same way Ron had to beg for forgiveness to Olivia. Oh, I'm sorry. And she's mugging him off, saying, I don't want to talk to you, mugging him off. They're doing it again. They just don't want to. I promise you, if I was in that villa, I would cuss out Olivia to Kingdoms Come. I would really call her out for being a narcissist, for being a game player, and I would pull no punches in slapping that pie straight in her head top, in her bonce, mate. Straight off her bonce. In fact, I'd even give it a twist up. If it falls on the floor, pick it up and dash it in her face again. You know what I'm saying? If it make her stumble back. She's the worst human I've ever seen, genuinely. Everyone's just soft around her. Shaq kisses Lana, marries Tanya, and pies Olivia, which I'm so happy for, but his logic was interesting. So he marries Tanya and says he's practicing for when he does it in real life. Ugh, whatever, I'm not even gonna, let me not even. Pies Olivia, because, you know, when she pisses him off, she really pisses him off. And that's interesting because, have we seen them have any bickers? I feel like we must have missed something in the previous, throughout the season that would have made that make a bit more sense, but whatever. Max kisses Olivia, marries Claudia. Again, sorry guys, Claudia was getting far too much empathy and sympathy and love in this episode. It was actually annoying me because everyone was riding Claudia's nuts and I thought, why? Like even some of the boys, even most of the boys are marrying Claudia. Oh, she deserves more and she deserves better. And what does she deserve? You can get mad in the comment section. I'm just saying what it is, innit? I don't give a crap about Claudia. I really don't. So I don't get why everyone's sucking her off, to be honest. And then Max pies Tanya, and I like that because she sent Martin packing. Casey then comes out, right? And this was so funny, guys. This was so funny because she kisses Rosie, and up until that point, every single person was clapping, way, clapping, clapping, clapping. All I heard was crickets again. Insert cricket noise. All I heard was crickets, guys. And Rosie even actually said, and I actually rate Rosie for this, she actually goes, you know, you could have at least clapped, guys. And I clocked that straight away. You lot aren't even hiding your distaste. It's actually quite embarrassing. It really is. The way people click up in here, it is embarrassing, me personally. He marries Claudia and then pies Sammy. Now, guys, yeah, let's fast forward till just before the game. Claudia says, oh, he better not try and marry me. He better not try and marry me. If he tries to marry me, I'm going to dash the ring back in his face. What did she do? Accepted that and stayed silent. You are a wimp, Claudia. Yeah, you really are. The same way you were coming with so much vim in yesterday's episode. Oh yeah, should I go talk to Rosie? Melted. You know what I'm saying? Coming with him about this, that and the other. Melted. Today, coming with him, I'm going to dash it in his face. Melted. The only time she got vim in this episode is after she realised on that day that everyone was backing her. That's when she got that confidence towards the end to kind of stand up for herself. But before that, Claudia's a melt. And then he pies Sammy. Again, Sammy got quite a lot of pies as well. Probably because she's a snitch. Lana, it's the girls' turn now, and Lana kisses Shaq. Again, they've got this whole bromance going on. Marries Ron, pies Casey. That's for our Claudes. Here we go. And you knew that was going to be the theme. I felt like, again, yeah, they're all riding for Claudia, but I think it's a cop-out. Yeah, the same way I think Casey copped out in yesterday's episode, I think this is a cop-out. I think all the girls just used this just to pie Casey. And I think a lot of them probably would have pied other people with different contexts, but that was the easy option, is to gang up like a group of sheep against one person. But it is what it is, yeah. Jessie comes and she kisses Keenan for boosting her confidence. Interesting. Marries Will and then pies Shaq. See, I actually rate Jessie for this because Jessie came, as much as I don't like Jessie came with some individuality. She even used her own reasoning. She pied Shaq because every time they work out, he moans. I like that. Oh shit, going back to Casey real quick, he actually, when he marries Claudia, he actually said, she deserves better and doesn't deserve to be an option. And I thought that was quite interesting because that was him basically telling them what it is, and Tanya actually clock that. Going back to the girls, Tanya then has her go. She kisses Max, interesting, marries Shaq and then pies Casey and then uses his lyrics against him by saying, yeah, you're right, she does deserve better. You know what I'm saying? Sanam kisses Tom, marries Kai because she says, I want to spend every day with you. I think it's cute. I wish those guys had more screen time and they were a bit more entertaining because they would then win. But we know Lana and Casey, we know Lana and Ron are going to win, or maybe Jessie and Will or something like that. But I really want Kai to win with Sanam. She then pies Casey and she actually brings in Cynthia to it. And I've got no problem with that. She says, how you treated Cynthia, even though I don't believe he led her on, fair enough. I've got no problem with that. But then she attaches Claudia at the end there as well. But at least she came with a little bit of difference how he treated Cynthia. Fair, I've got no problem with that. Even going back to Tanya, she kisses Max after getting pied by him. Wow, that's jokes, but at least she wasn't bitter. Fair enough, you get credit for me. Anyway, going back to Olivia. Olivia kisses Maxwell, marries Shaq for how he treats Tanya, and then pies Kai because he wasn't man enough to apologize. This girl is such a narcissist, guys. He had no reason to apologize, yeah? And she has to bring his masculinity in it. Because her ego was so bruised and so dented, she had to pie him. You know what I'm saying? Because she didn't get an apology. If she was brave, she would have pied Ron for saying that, you said I couldn't get Tom or something like that. Do you know what I'm saying? But Kai, you deserve it for not pieing Liv. You know what I'm saying? And then man even said when it was Kai's turn, it's fake work if he doesn't pie Liv. And he didn't. It was fake work still. Sammy kisses Tom, marries Shaq, and then pies Will. And then she brings up his naughty antics in bed. And for her and Jessie. Now, fair. I don't really think it's helpful for their relationship if you dig that up again, but I mean, whatever, that's her opinion. Sammy the snitch. Then it's Claudia's turn. So she kisses Keenan because Keenan kisses her, marries Tom because he's an amazing boy and she loves him, and then pies Casey because I'll be no one's option. Fine, whatever. The aftermath of the game comes and Casey and Rosie are speaking and, he feels like a villain. And at the end of the day, as I said, I'm not on his side. I believe we all knew where his head was turning as soon as Rosie came in. But I'm just fair enough to say, at least give the man a chance. And I even, as I said in yesterday's episode, at least give the man another day before you start grilling him, like really forcing him and pressuring him and twisting his arm. And they didn't give him that chance. And he's the villain at the moment. But don't get me wrong, he's definitely one of those charming F-boys. Like, just because he's good with his words and stuff like that, it doesn't mean he's still not a player type thing. He is, and he's been exposed in that sense, so whatever. Cool. And then again, Claudia, now she feels empowered. Now she's gassed. She's like, oh, he messed me around since Casa. What? When? He's messed you around since Casa? Honestly, this girl is so entitled, I think. And the thing is, none of these girls, yeah, they don't call their fellow girls out. This is the worst batch of Love Island women I've ever seen. You understand? Like, they don't even hold themselves accountable or their friends. So she feels so entitled and like vindicated because everyone's backing her. But me personally, I don't back her still. She just feels so empowered after everyone's sucking her off. Now Casey and Shaq speak, and he basically says, listen, like, I've got no problem with the girls pieing me. I'll take that on the chin because they ride for their girls. And I rate Casey for that to an extent. So the bit that hurts him is the fact that Will and Tom kind of pied Rosie and like married Claudia. And I'll be honest with you, I think he's right to pull them up. He pulls them up and he says, I'm already feeling crap because of Claudia's emotions and her feelings. But then you kind of rub salt in the wounds. And Tom and Will didn't really justify their actions. I'm sorry, they didn't. They just said, oh, we love you boys, and I'm sorry, and they apologized, but they didn't really say what they apologized for. And I really feel that the producers cut out so many parts of the conversation. They cut out so many parts of the conversation of Claudia and Casey that comes afterwards. Because he says, I just wanted to talk to you, and then it kind of jumps to her kind of going down his throat, and you think, what did we miss in between that? Weird one, man. So the boys basically just squash it. And that was it, really. They didn't really explain why they did that, and that was it. I don't really get that. Casey and Claudia finally speak, and she basically says, "Listen, like the girls have seen me upset. That's why, and you made the decision, but you haven't had the balls to say it." Now I agree with that, and I even gave Claudia credit 2-3 days ago, or whatever it was, 2 days ago, that she knows. You know what I'm saying? Because you know when you're interested in someone, you feel me? I feel like you do. And she knew what she knew. And I said that 2 episodes ago. So I give her credit for that. And I stand on that. I do give her credit for being sharp enough to clock that his head is turning. And she does reiterate, listen, I said your head was going to turn. I said that. He basically says, listen, I needed time to confirm. And even though we know he didn't need the time, I think you should allow him the time, at least, rather than, as I said, give it all the pressure on my man. Ultimately, she just goes in on him because she felt that he pushed her to the side. And at the end of the day, you're always going to hurt someone. If you're with someone and then you go pursue someone else, naturally you're going to hurt someone. So she's not wrong. She probably did get pushed to the side. He probably was, given his efforts to Rosie. But at the end of the day, how can he get to know Rosie if he's not putting some effort into Rosie? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, maybe he could have spoken to her a bit more. Maybe he should have given her time a bit more. But it is what it is. You're always going to hurt someone in here. I mean, I don't know why Casey made her a coffee or something like that. I don't really know why he did that. Because that's kind of like a mind, that's what I'm saying. That's a bit of a twist up, you get me? But whatever. I think he definitely could have been more honest, 100%. But I'm not going to sit here and say that he categorically lied. Always going to hurt someone's feelings, and I just don't really have any sympathy for Claudia. I think the way she's handled it is just proper, like, I don't know, not childish, but kind of just entitled, if I'm being honest. I'm no one's option. You are. You were someone's option, and then he pied you off, so it is what it is. And then he finally basically says, listen, I've got a better connection with Rosie. And I'm not going to lie, I might sound like a hater, but that face, I heard her heart shatter in that moment still. Because yeah, she was so empowered this whole episode, and then it came crashing down when the reality hit that, yeah, he ain't interested still. And she says she took it like a champ, but I reckon she'll cry by next episode, probably. I don't even know who my donut of the day is. I might have to give it to Casey just because he literally got mugged off today by all the girls, but I could easily give it to Claudia. I could easily give it to Keenan for cuckolding himself, for putting a Superman cape on and hiding in the closet. I don't know, man. I don't know. I could even give it to Kai for not pieing Olivia. So you let me know who's your donut of the day, guys. At the end of the day, what the hell do I know, man? I'm just a man. It's what it is.